I'd like to make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
We here to handle the business, not let the business handle us. That's what we are elected to do, sir. So please.
It's her fault. It's her problem, her responsibility, and she failed. She's failed everybody.
Tiffany Henyard, mayor of Dolton, Illinois, is at the center of a scandal shaking the town to its core. Allegations of corruption, reckless spending, and even theft of millions are piling up, with public funds used for lavish trips, luxury dinners, and questionable purchases. Residents are furious. Now, a federal investigation is underway, but Henyard is fighting back, claiming she's the victim of an unfair attack. Will the mayor face the consequences of her actions, or can she slip past the law? The drama in Dolton is only heating up, and the truth may be more shocking than we expect. Hey guys, I am Olivia. Welcome to Red Rumbles. Tonight, we've got a wild story coming your way, one that's been shaking the foundation of Dolton, Illinois. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's reign has spiraled into scandal, with accusations of corruption, reckless spending, and a federal investigation that keeps getting bigger. From jaw-dropping purchases on Amazon to lavish dinners at the taxpayer's expense, this is a situation you won't believe. And if that's not enough, there's talk of a lawsuit worth millions. Stick with us as we break down every outrageous detail, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's get into it. The tension was thick at a recent board meeting in Thornton Township, where Dolton residents voiced their frustrations. The community's call for financial accountability echoed in the room. Anger boiled over, directed squarely at Mayor Henyard, whose administration now faces serious accusations of financial mismanagement and abuse of power. Citizens and trustees alike demanded answers, questioning the handling of Dolton's funds.
I'm a private investigator. I've got some books that says Mayor. Inside I have from the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois.
One way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing here.
In the words of one trustee, the allegations against Henyard represent a slap in the face to everyone in the community who put their faith in local leadership. Claims of over-the-top expenses, missing funds, and shady practices have stirred intense public scrutiny. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, acting as a special investigator, recently released findings that revealed just how bad things have gotten. According to her report, Dolton's financial health has taken a dramatic nosedive under Henyard's leadership. Once holding a comfortable balance of over $5 million in 2022, Dolton now faces a $3 million deficit. For a small town, this financial hit is far from a minor issue. It's more like a free fall into crisis. One day, $40,000 was spent on Amazon purchases alone. That's not even counting the splurges at stores like Wayfair and Target. For taxpayers, these numbers are staggering, especially given that receipts for many transactions are either missing or incomplete.
Henyard's landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
How could so much slip by without raising red flags? Lightfoot's report dug deeper into Henyard's financial choices, uncovering a spending pattern that is shocking even by high-rolling standards. There's evidence that Henyard used public funds to bankroll high-end dinners and shopping sprees, all with village credit cards. For Dolton's working-class citizens, this represents a gross misuse of public trust and resources. According to insiders, some of these business dinners were actually social events for Henyard's inner circle. Not much business was conducted, if any. Critics argue that the mayor prioritized personal relationships over the welfare of Dolton's residents. One former staffer noted that Henyard seemed more focused on building her social profile than tackling the town's pressing issues. Driving through Dolton, one can't miss the billboards showcasing Henyard's face, alongside slogans such as "The People's Choice" and "Fighting for You." Critics argue that these billboards are less about public service and more about Henyard keeping her image front and center. While politicians do promote themselves, the sheer number and visibility of Henyard's billboards have drawn accusations of authoritarian-like tactics. These billboards come at a time when Dolton's finances are dwindling, leading many to question whether Henyard's priorities are aligned with the needs of the town. The optics are troubling, with many feeling the billboards serve more as a symbol of unchecked power than public service. Henyard's spending habits have only added fuel to the fire. Sources report that she travels with a personal stylist and makeup artist, creating a stark contrast to the humble image she tries to maintain in public appearances. Residents who are already struggling financially are outraged by the idea that taxpayer funds could be covering such luxuries. In addition to high-end travel, Henyard's choice to stay in luxury hotels and fly first class has only worsened her reputation. One of her trips alone, reportedly costing over $9,000 at the Four Seasons, highlights a spending spree out of touch with Dolton's average income, which sits around $24,000 per year. How could such a mismatch of priorities be justified? During a particularly heated meeting, Henyard shifted from defending her actions to attacking her critics, claiming she was being unfairly targeted because she is a Black woman in power. This move has only divided the community further. Some feel that she is deflecting blame to avoid facing her accusers, while others argue she is using her identity to sidestep accountability. Many Dolton residents see her statements as a distraction from the real issues at hand. With accusations piling up, her approach has only fueled greater resentment and suspicion. The focus on racial dynamics seems to have pulled attention from the financial mismanagement issues her administration now faces. Beyond dining and shopping sprees, Lightfoot's report also uncovered irregularities involving missing checks. Over $6 million worth of payments were printed but never sent out. This mismanagement leaves Dolton not only with unpaid bills, but also vulnerable to lawsuits from unpaid vendors. The federal government has already stepped in, launching an FBI investigation to determine how this oversight spiraled out of control. Reports reveal that Henyard traveled extensively at public expense, covering flights, hotels, and other perks that would make most taxpayers cringe. From New York to Atlanta, her travels add another layer to a scandal that has already shocked Dolton's residents. At one point, her trips reportedly included stays in high-end hotels and first-class flights, with expenses that topped $9,000 in just one instance. These details reveal a mayor seemingly disconnected from the economic realities of her own town. Perhaps even more troubling are the accusations that Henyard has used her position to punish those who refuse to fall in line. Local business owners allege that she targeted their companies after they stopped contributing to her political fund. One trucking company owner claimed that Dolton officials fabricated complaints against him, ultimately shutting down his business. Reports of harassment, power grabs, and favoritism have emerged, painting Henyard as a mayor who wields her power with an iron fist. The allegations of intimidation and bullying against political opponents have reached a level where it's no longer just a question of ethics, but potentially a matter of legality. Another disturbing aspect of Henyard's administration involves her alleged misuse of the Dolton police force. Instead of prioritizing community safety, critics claim she used police officers as her personal security team. Reports suggest that up to 6 officers at a time were assigned to her, racking up substantial overtime costs in the process. This issue became particularly contentious following a recent violent incident that left 4 people injured. While residents grapple with real safety concerns, Henyard appears more focused on her own protection. Some officers have reportedly earned upwards of $100,000 in overtime, funded by a village already mired in debt. Adding to the financial chaos, Lightfoot's investigation found that $6 million in payments to vendors were printed but never delivered. These missing checks have left Dolton's finances in disarray and the village on the brink of legal trouble. For Henyard, this represents yet another layer of accountability issues. with federal investigators now working to uncover the full extent of the damage. With federal subpoenas issued, it's clear that Henyard's administration is under intense scrutiny. The FBI's involvement indicates that the alleged mismanagement goes beyond local politics, suggesting a scandal that may have consequences on a much larger scale. Henyard has responded to the growing backlash with a series of aggressive actions, including going live on social media to threaten legal action against her critics. During a Facebook broadcast, she claimed she would seek the arrests of individuals opposing her, though she did not specify their alleged crimes. This behavior has only escalated tensions, with many seeing it as a desperate attempt to hold onto power. Multiple lawsuits have been filed by trustees and other officials who accuse Henyard of everything from forging checks to withholding financial records. Each new legal dispute adds another layer to a scandal that seems unlikely to fade anytime soon. Amid these controversies, news surfaced that Henyard faces eviction from her own home due to unpaid rent. The landlord claims she and her boyfriend stopped paying rent in August, even changing the locks to keep the landlord out. For a mayor earning close to $300,000 annually from her two positions, this situation has left many baffled. As if the financial mismanagement accusations weren't enough, Henyard's personal financial issues have added fuel to the fire, casting further doubt on her fitness to manage Dolton's finances. Despite all these allegations, Henyard recently announced her plan to run for re-election, confident that Dolton's residents will support her through this controversy. Yet with so much at stake, it remains uncertain whether she will weather the storm or face removal. Henyard's upcoming election could mark a turning point for Dolton. As more revelations come to light, residents will have to decide if they trust her leadership or if it's time for change. Thanks for watching Red Rumbles. The drama in Dolton shows just how far small-town politics can go when power is unchecked. What's next for Mayor Henyard? And will Dolton's residents finally see accountability? Don't miss out on our updates, subscribe, and stay tuned as we cover more stories that keep the pressure on those in power.